Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, everybody, it's me, True Powers Mine, and this is TPIM SR Live. Today's date, October 26, 2019, the year of our Lord, yeah. Such a great day to be alive. Such a great day to be alive. 6 feet above the baseline, right? Just had a great conversation with a confidential informant. Got some great leads, folks. We're going to have some people coming through. Experts, I say. Also, want to thank all the listeners, subscribers, people who share the program. Rather, thank you, brother David. Peace and power, brother Fred. Peace and power to you, and welcome to the show. Glad the Most High woke us up. Brother Marty's in the house. Yes, peace and power, brother. Now, today's program will be taped in front of a live studio audience. Peace and power, love. Welcome to the show. So we might have some background noise, but those who are veterans of the show, this is common ground. Those who are new to the show, welcome to life and welcome to reality. Because we're not some big budgeted operation looking to glitter brug our way to the top with suits and ties and fancy sets. We're just common folk who sincerely want a change in direction for humanity, who sincerely want to uplift this condition we call reality for the majority of people. That being said, let's get into the news. Hold on one second. I was doing some research on the page. All right, let's get into some news. This is the first time I just got out of meditation before I had a phone call. And I asked the Most High to allow me to reach another person today, to increase the show's boundary, one person at a time. So thank you for walking with me on this journey. And looky here, right off the bat, yeah. Hold on. Let me try to scoot this back. Right off the bat. Now, I already told you what a well-known confidential informant have already told me. Blackouts loom for millions in California. The gag is the electric company is going to put solar panels on top of all your roofs. Now that they have the majority of stakes in the solar company business, now it's time. You think all these fires are by chance? Every time there's a fire, what comes after the fire? Construction. After destruction, always comes construction. So unless you really believe in luck, do you not find it odd whenever there's a fire, boom, next thing you know, it's being constructed in LA, a Metrolink, a railroad. Boom, there's a fire. Next thing you know, people are going to blackout mode, and they facilitate people getting into those solar panels, which you'll be selling a part of that solar panel back to the grid, and you'll still have a bill. Even though the company will be taking in all this energy and selling it to others. Oh, what a diabolical world we live in, y'all. If the vaccines don't kill you, then the plagues they unleash certainly will. And yes, there is a die-off coming. Yes. And this is why I'm so urgent about the show. This is why I'm so urgent about getting you who really want to hear, who really want to survive, the information in your mind that you need to utilize when the time comes. When the time comes and everything's going pear-shaped, it's going to be too late. Now, Biden seeks steady finances as allies fret. 41% of the world's people are under 24, and they are angry. You guys, hold on. Hopefully, there's going to be a picture of the world. This planet right here. And this is live from the NASA space station. And this is public domain because all live streams from NASA is public property because we're flipping the bill over there. This planet does not belong to the old man. It don't belong to the old woman either. It belongs to he or she who can possess it and defend it. Remember that movie by Van Diesel, Riddick? You keep what you kill. It's quite literally true. The same on this planet. You keep what you can defend and kill others from taking it. Not stop, but you kill others when they try to take it. That's why it's so dangerous. When you hear people talking all this revolutionary nonsense, and that's why I say collectively, they must be suicidal. You never attack your opponent in his or her weakest form, strongest form. The strongest form of this society and every other government is a military form. Unless that country is already in critical mass state to where the services are no longer functionable or they can no longer act as one cohesive unit, yes, a revolution in those circumstances probably will work. But when you have a situation where the society, for the most part, is relatively stable, even though there's vast numbers of people who are frustrated and basically shut out of truly obtaining their dreams and life's work, now you have a situation where an armed revolution will not work. Absolutely not. Them trolls, brother Fred, hopefully they're gaining knowledge. They're getting fed just as long as everybody else. See, unlike most people, I'm mixed about trolls. I'm mixed. On one hand, I see that trolls provide a very vital function, ensuring that freedom of speech is heard. Whether you like what they say or not is irrelevant. At least they are demonstrating the power of words by typing out or putting together a meme or something of their various thoughts. I can respect that. But it's only when trolls become, let's say, stalkerish, where they just don't move on down the line. You know, the way you're supposed to properly troll is you hit a target, you mess with it for a couple of days, and then you move on to the next. There's billions of users out there, billions of people to troll. Don't get stuck on one person. That's the only problems I have with trolls. As long as they keep it moving and they're trolling for truth and justice, I have zero problem with it. It's only when they stick around like a fart that really offends me. Now let's get back. I didn't mean to go on that side note about trolls, because at the end of the day, you guys never know. It could be a troll that saves humanity. Quite literally. All right, let me scoot this over a little bit so we can see these headlines. Chinese financial threat to 2020 election. See what's going on, folks. And I had to pull this up, and I'm sorry. A lot of you people are uncomfortable with this fact, and rightfully so. But the facts still remain. Welcome, Nelson. Welcome to the show, sister. Peace and power to you. You got $22 trillion and growing. Hey, that ain't too bad. You only owe, for those who are working, gainfully employed, $185,816. That's not too bad if you all pay up. Now, if you all don't elect to pay up, you want to go the cheap route, everyone pay their own way. Well, this is for newborn babies, the people who are about ready to croak. $69,466 is what you owe the U.S. government, citizen. Make that check payable to the IRS, please. Pay off your debt. Pull your own weight, right? How do you expect a baby to come up with $69,466? How do you expect a disabled individual to come up with $69,660 or $466? How do you expect the working poor, hello, sir, would you like fries with that? And then after they leave that, they get the grease off and then they're standing in a Walmart checkout line. How do you expect that individual to pay $69,466? Here's the gag, guys. They don't expect you to pay it. They simply expect you to die. Do you understand me? Let me repeat this again. They know that you cannot come up with $69,466 as of today, and it's just increasing. They don't expect you to pay it off. They expect you simply to die. So hopefully you have $69,466 worth of goods and or services you are presently enjoying. If not, you're going to get murked and you're not going to even get the benefit of enjoying it. Now, brothers and sisters, what can solve this problem? And it's not just a U.S. problem. Hold on. Let's do it like this. The world debt clock. The whole world, the whole bloody world. This beautiful ball right here. Oh, what the hell is this? Well, anyhow, they're on to astronauts. This beautiful ball is nothing but a debt. It is populated with a bunch of debtors, useless eaters, debtors. Looky here. U.S. number one. U.S. number one in debt. We got a population now under 350 million. Look at it. It's right here. 329,929,673 folks in the United States. Yet we got $22 trillion in debt. China, which basically damn near has 5 times our population, with 400,587 people. It just went up. It's still going up. So it's 22 trillion, followed by 9 trillion, followed by 12 trillion, followed by 2 trillion, followed by 3 trillion, 3 trillion, 2 trillion. Oh, let me give you the respective nations for those who may have difficulty seeing or might just only be audio. Brother Leonard, Brother Anthony, welcome to the shower. Peace and power. The United States, 22 trillion. Yes, number 1. Number 2, China, 9 trillion. Japan is, 12 trillion. Why is Japan? Germany, 2 trillion. UK, 3 trillion. France, 3 trillion. India, 2 trillion. Italy, 2 trillion. Brazil, 2 trillion. Canada, 1 trillion. Argentina, 422 billion. Australia, 666 billion. Belgium, 615 billion. Greece, 449 billion. Indonesia, 398 billion. Ireland, 177 billion. Korea, 804 billion. Mexico, 795 billion. Netherlands. Okay, let's just go down is there any fucking country that isn't in debt? At the bottom line, or bottom of the list, Turkey, 278 billion in debt. And just who are the nations all indebted to? Huh? That's the real question. I doubt whether Google would tell us with any sense of clarity, that is. All these nations are debtors, deadbeat bums. I'm sorry. Isn't that what you call people who can't pay their bills? Deadbeat fucking bums. USA, deadbeat. China, maybe can pay, but pretty much a deadbeat at this point. Japan, a deadbeat. Germany, a deadbeat. UK, deadbeat. France, a deadbeat. India, a deadbeat, etc., 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 etc. So now that this little unpleasantry is out of the way, let's ask Google a simple question. Google, what happens to countries who can't pay their national debt? Oh, this old girl ain't gonna read this to us now, is she? When a country does this, it's known as sovereignty default. In other words, your sovereignty is only there if you pay the price for your sovereignty. But never mind that. This is when the country cannot repay its debt, which typically takes the form of bonds. So if the U.S. were to default, it would essentially stop paying the money it owes the U.S. Treasury bond holders. And who are the U.S. Treasury bond holders? Japan, China, Germany, UK, France, etc., etc., etc. We are quite literally the big bubble in the global economic scheme. And it is a scheme, y'all. That's what money is. It's a scam. It's a system designed to keep you working, keep you occupied, so that the truly elect, the truly noble, the truly accepted can enjoy their lives. Now, when we look at this right here, if you're brave enough, I know there's only 11 souls in here. Still only 2 likes, but that's beside this point. If you can pay the $69,466 today, like right now, would you please type a 1 in the chat room? Now, if you can pay that for every family member in your family, could you please type a 2? I don't think we're really grasping the reality here. Those of you who enjoy saying that you live in America and it's free, remember this: the moment the U.S. Treasury holder or bond holders are stopped being paid, it's the moment you lose your legal sovereignty. Hold on. Brother Al. Before I say it, I don't owe this country shit. It owes me and my family. Damn, Bill Gates has been busy. That's from Brother Leonard. Brother Al, I want to crumble the cookie. You got to understand, when you're dealing with mobsters and extortionists, the truth has little bearings. They don't care. By their tally sheet, you owe them as long as, and I am in your boat with you, brother. So is Brother Leonard. So is every other person in this chat room. We're all in the boat with you. But you got to cut loose with $69,466. We got to pay our tab, y'all. And I know it's incredibly frustrating. I haven't gotten shit from this government. I only pay taxes all my fucking life. I get it. I thoroughly do. But you have to get this. Until you unite, until you stand on one accord for common cause and purpose as human beings, those who will extort and abuse and enslave and systematically oppress people will be free to run amok. I pay them with feces. You gotta understand, man. What Brother Al is saying, man, it's the same frustration we all feel. Do we not all feel this way? At a common level, do we all not feel that we've been cheated? That's a Nazi bill, not mine. Insano. I noticed Brother David's being awfully quiet. Because when they come and knock into that door, you got that check, citizen? I shudder to imagine what's going to be their response when you say, No, sir, boss. We has no check here, sir. I shouted and thanked. You guys are going to be like little kids waiting for daddy to give you a spanking sitting in your room. Of course, your room is your home. Just be sitting in there, knocking knees, eating your little toenails. Oh my God, he's going to come for us. Give me that check, citizen, or face the consequence. The bill collector cometh, yeah. I hope you hear me. Forget all the stuff in the news right now. It's irrelevant. The bill collector is cometh. And how are we going to bail out the banks this time? When China shows up with that interest payment due. See, when it really comes right down to it, Carolina City, welcome to the show, peace and power. There are people who are going to believe this country's too big and fail. So they're going to squeeze the citizens. They're going to squeeze you out of every dollar you got. You're going to be a big, fat grape. And they're going to squeeze and press you until your juices, which is your money, comes flowing out. Because we all know that you guys have that money. You guys got it tucked away, hidden. You got it in the form of your car. You got it in the form of your clothes. You know that big fat jewelry watch you're wearing? That'll sell for a couple of bucks on the auction. Those of you who have land, you guys can cut loose with that, can't you? For the country, can't you? But what about those who have nothing? What could they cut loose with? What could sate those who have the money and the power? Perhaps they could cut loose with their very lives? Huh? You know, MMA is just a kindergarten step back to the old barbarism of human combat. You remember the good old gladiatorial games? Most of them were fought by people who lost wars or debtors. What? What do you need, baby? Do you have $69,644? You don't? You don't have that money. I can't get you nothing to drink. No, you got to cut loose with that check. Write a check. You better write a check. Huh? Hey, rinse this out and refill it for me, please. Even the baby's shaking her head. No, I don't got that kind of money. Friends, the only reason why I keep on coming back to this dead clock, because this is non-arguable. You can't argue with me on the numbers. You can't call me a liar. You can't say, well, True Power, you're mistaken. Because it's right here in front of your face. Quite literally, right there. This is what we have to deal with. If we don't deal with this, by God, it will deal with us. How did the Germans deal with the Jews? How did Stalin deal with the socialists? How did China deal with fellow communists? And then the next question is, are the neo-capitalists dealing with their debt? Because unfortunately, kids, we don't live in a capitalistic society at all. It's not capitalism. Hold on. You might not be living in a capitalistic society when your farms are being subsidized by the government. You might not be living in a capitalistic society when the housing market is being subsidized by the government. You might not be living in a capitalistic society when the taxpayers have to pay for product development and research. You see what I'm saying? If you woke up right now, you think that you can run out there and make $1 million business, you're sadly mistaken. And irrelevant with all the little motivational tapes and books you've been hearing, I'm telling you, it's bullshit. Obtaining large amount of wealth. Why it's not impossible, it's highly improbable. Let's just say that. You have banks right now being investigated for shipping dope. You have government officials around the world being investigated for siphoning off the top. And you think you're going to run out here with a briefcase and an ideal and do something? You're going to get knocked over the head and your briefcase is going to be snatched. And your shoes might be snatched while they're at it. So you're going to go home empty-handed and barefoot. Now, if you was a chick, all you have to do is get pregnant, you'll be okay. That was a joke. But 22 trillion is not a joke. This ain't one of those little bills you just can toss on the counter. Oh, fuck it. Let them shut this bitch off. You can't do it. Because when they come to cut off the lights, they're cutting off your lights in your head. The only thing that can stop this right now, this out of control system, is for humans to unify. When the goons are on our side, the overseers can't do shit but bow the fuck on down. When the goons are on our side, those who are in the shadow are impotent. Now, of course, they may sit in the shadow and wait until we become complacent again and come back in a new form, but they won't be oppressing us today. And all it takes is unity. All it takes is for humans to say, you know what? There's land here, there's water here, there's sunlight above. We have seed in this hand, and we have a plow in this one. Let's do something good for ourselves for free. Let the sweat of our brows be payment for the debt of life. Without unity, yeah, and without this notion of separate but equal, which is laughable, we are never going to progress. In fact, I'm going to go so far to say, not only will we not progress, but by default, we're going to regress. By default, we're going to lose technology, and we're going to lose brain power to other countries. And then we're going to lose our military edge. And then you're going to see the true cost of freedom. And you know what? Let's see the true cost of freedom. We're going to start with Vietnam. And we're going to work our way up. Casualties in the Vietnam conflict. Oh, these images.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, not until 1995 did Vietnam release its official estimate of war dead, as many as 2 million civilians on both sides and some 1.1 million North Vietnamese and Viet Cong fighters. The U.S. military has estimated that between 200,000 and 250,000 South Vietnamese soldiers died in the war.
Let's hit the images. Most High help us. No, these are just charts. No, sir. No. I want you guys to see the images of people injured. No, okay. This is the cost of your freedom. I don't see no separate but equal here. All I see is everyone collectively surrounded by pain. Hopefully those Michelin tires were worth it, huh? Hopefully being able to jump on that jet and fly and land with tires was worth all this death and destruction. How many young men came back from this situation, scrambled in the head, terrorizing their neighborhoods, beating up their old ladies, smacking around their children because they saw images like that. Because they seen buddies bleed out in the back of a vehicle. Because they were burnt up by napalm. How many? Huh? Everyone wants to say freedom isn't free. Neither is the illusion of freedom isn't free. How many brothers didn't come back from this? How many fathers, grandsons, granddaughters, mothers? How many? How many people still wake up in cold sweats? Visions of death and destructions conjured by their subconscious because of a conscious reality experience they suffered in this conflict. But all this so we can have fucking rubber. All right? This is corporatism at its finest. This is what happens when you don't have a republic, you have a democracy. A democracy is two businessmen and you deciding who's going to go to war for their interests. That's what democracy is. Two businessmen and you voting on who's going to fight, who's going to come home in a wheelchair with rubber around those wheels, and who's going to stay at home and just make money. I guess y'all are starting to see it. Let's go here. Let's go back. Casualties in the Gulf War.
According to Forces Network, according to the BBC, between 60,000 and 200,000 Iraqi soldiers are thought to have been killed, 25-30,000 during the ground war. Civilian deaths resulting from the war are estimated at between 100,000 and 200,000.
Thank you, Google. Let's look at these images. A lot more sanitized, if you notice. A lot more sanitized than the Vietnam pics. But still the same gag, y'all. It's not normal for human beings to be killing each other. I don't give a fuck how glorified those damn John Wayne films make it. It's not normal for human beings to kill each other. Period. I don't care how many so-called history lessons you go, oh, well, this person killed, this person conquered this kingdom, blah, blah, blah. It's not normal. It's not normal for humans to degrade each other. And it's certainly not normal to accept brothers and sisters going into an early grave before their lives were fulfilled. How many U.S. soldiers got injured by depleted uranium shells? They got cross-contaminated by biological agents from either side. It does not matter where the agent come from. Only thing that matters is who got infected. How many little baby boys and baby girls got blown to smithereens? They were in the wrong car. They were in the wrong house. Little baby boys, little baby girls. I ain't talking about teenagers. I'm not talking about fighting age, because for some reason, as soon as you see a boy 13, all of a sudden he's a man. I'm talking about little bitty girls and women and old men and women. How many of them bought the farm? How many of them, their last sight was either some sort of rebel, ISIS rebel or Taliban rebel, or a tank running their ass over? That's the last thing you see is this tank coming for you full speed. You're already injured. You're half dead. And right before you feel the crush of the tracks going against your abdomen, what's going to go through your mind? What's going to go through your mind? Look at that. Look at that. A bus full of dead people. What if that was your brother? What if that was your lover? What if that was your mother? Your grandma? That's her arm right there. That's not just some far off human being that you never know or you'll never meet. That's someone that you love. What if that car back there in this background was your aunts or your uncles? The reason why I'm making this personal is so that I want you to understand when what goes around comes around. There should be a reason you be in the know to why it's coming around, because the same people who set this up have no problem having those bombs dropped in your house, having those bombs dropped on your loved ones, having them bombs dropped on your neighborhood. All that matters is do they have an interest in allowing that to happen or not? And I'm not sitting here trying to Rudy Poot our armed forces, by no means. They're just as much of a victim as anybody. Men and women who are tied into the system of honor and duty must dutifully and honorably follow the orders of their commanding officers, who must follow the orders of their duly elected governments, who must follow the orders of those who paid them off to get elected. You see how this always goes back to business? There ain't been one fucking war fought ever in the history of warfare that was not involving money. Not one. At the end of the day, it all involves money. So if you really want to end warfare, all you got to do is take out the financial incentives to engage in warfare. It's really just that simple. Like I said, if people didn't have to eat, you'll find a lot of people not willing to go into situations where they're killing other people that they do not know and will never meet. Now, I'm not saying that there's not psychopaths. There's psychopaths out there that'll kill just for the sake of killing. I'm not talking or dealing with them. I'm dealing with Andy from Iowa. I'm dealing with Sarah from Boston. I'm dealing with Jack from San Diego. I'm dealing with Todd from Miami. I'm dealing with Jill from Honolulu. These service members out there in various parts of the world, engaging in various activities right now as we speak. They are on the front lines. They are in need of our support. The citizens. I'm talking to you, the citizens. Now, you know that we have elections coming up. If you want to save them, by God, elect the right folks in your districts. I believe in a decent military force, both defensive and offensive. I just don't believe in corporate warfare. I don't believe in men and women coming home missing arms and legs and only be given prosthetic limbs. And sometimes they don't even get a doggone pat on the damn back by a fellow citizen. And heaven forbid if their medicine gets too much, well, let's just cut that shit off. That therapy gets too much. Oh, they don't need that. I honestly think that some of these people in the medical profession hopes that these young men and women just do themselves in. So now that they're off the roster, we don't even got to worry about them. Brother or sister, if any of what I'm talking about applies to you, I want you to know that there are people out here who sincerely care about you. Now, we might not be paying your bills, we might not ever talk to you in this life, but there is love for you. You're not, and I repeat and I stress this, you're not alone. If nothing else, at the bare minimum, I'm here for you. Feel free to write me anytime you like. True power is mine, all one word, at gmail.com. I got a lot of messages, but I try, and I sincerely try to answer and read each and every one of them. Because I sincerely believe if you take the time to write me, I should take the time to read it and write you back. With no foolishness, pure honesty. Brother Wes is in the house. Welcome to the show. Sister Kathy, welcome to the show. Peace and power to both of you. When I take a look, hold on, let's go here so we all can take a look together. Revolution in Haiti, 2019.
According to Wikipedia, the 2019 Haitian protests are demonstrations in cities throughout Haiti that began on the 7th of February 2019, demanding the resignation of the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse.
You know, this is what I'm talking about. You have the same, and let me tell you all this. When you look into